This is Elon Musk's 2020 presentation of the Neuralink, and me trying to get information out there without trying to get a copyright strike. You know, it's kind of hard on YouTube these days to not do that, while also trying to make you laugh on a Friday. Hope you guys enjoy this.
The Neuralink product demo. I'm really excited to show you what we've got. I think it's gonna blow your mind.
Now, do you mean that literally or figuratively?
So the primary purpose of this demo is actually recruiting. So I'm going to emphasize this at the beginning and then again at the end.
Don't ignore the question.
We're not trying to raise money or do anything else. The main purpose of this is to convince great people to come work at Neuralink and help us bring the product to fruition.
Right, so how do you already have it made if you need to recruit people for it?
Make it affordable and reliable, and such that anyone who wants one can have one. And so I want to emphasize the purpose of Neuralink.
Why do I get the feeling you already have one? And another question, why do you keep stuttering if you're so smart on this matter?
What's our goal? Our goal is to solve important spine and brain problems with a seamlessly implanted device.
So again, you're going to brush past my question for a second time?
So you want to have a device that you can basically put in your head and feel.
Whoa, back up. Let's go to my question. Who even said I wanted to put that in my head?
Over time, we'll develop brain and spine problems. These range from minor to very severe, but if you live long enough, everyone's going to basically have some kind of neurological disorder.
In the human experience, isn't that what's called getting old and part of life?
The neurons are like wiring, and you kind of need an electronic thing to solve an electronic problem.
Who even said we're trying to solve that? And why are you trying to play God? And again, why do I get the feeling you already have one?
What is the state of the art in medical research, and then what's the state of the art in what consumers or people in general can get? So the kind of medical.
And again, why are you stuttering so much if you've worked on this for so long already?
Medical research has shown that you can read neurons in a human's brain. So there's something called the Utah array, which has about 100 channels per array. But it's kind of like it's a bed of rigid spikes that's literally inserted with an air hammer.
Doesn't sound like it feels good at all.
Slightly discomforting, I think.
You think? Are you sure you aren't computing things, sir?
I think. And there's wires and a box on your head.
Why do I get the feeling that your computer system is lagging? You're really starting to make me think you have one of those already installed.
And so it's some infection risk, and obviously it will look pretty weird if you're walking around with boxes on your head. And in terms of what is currently available, there is something called deep brain stimulation, where they put electrodes, a small number of electrodes in your brain, and will actually zap your brain with an electric current.
That sounds like electroshock therapy. Isn't that illegal?
And it's valuable for its uses, but it can't read or write high bandwidth information. I would say this is sort of a bit like sort of kicking the TV, which does work, but not always, and it has limitations. Nonetheless,
why are you poking fun at less advanced technology than yourself?
Texture. What we've done over the past year is dramatically simplify the device. So we about a year ago, we had a device which had multiple parts, including a piece that had to sort of sit behind your ear, and it was complex, and you wouldn't still look totally normal. You'd have a thing behind your ear.
Again, why are you stuttering so much, like as if your computer system is lagging?
So we've simplified this to simply something that is about the size of a large coin, and it goes in your skull, replaces a piece of skull, and the wires then connect within a few centimeters or about an inch away from the device.
Okay, so you've been talking like this for quite a while now. I know it's not just stage fright. I'm going to ask one last time. Why do I get the feeling you have one installed?
A little device. That thing at the bottom is just to hold the threads in place because they're just like little fine wires. And it's, so our current prototype version 0.9 has about 1,000 channels. So that's about 100 times better than the next best consumer device that's available. And it's a 23 millimeters by 8 millimeters. It actually fits quite nicely in your skull. Your skull is about 10 millimeters thick. So it fits, it goes flush with your skull, it's invisible, and all you can see afterwards is this tiny scar. And if it's under your hair, you can't see it at all. In fact, I could have a Neuralink right now, and you wouldn't know.
I knew it! I told you, I knew you had one!
Maybe I do. So, and it's also got all the things that you would expect to see, the sensors you'd expect to see.
See, I knew when you made that TV analogy, you would expose yourself.
I mean, that's not a great analogy. Anyway, so it's also inductively charged, so it's charged in the same way that you charge a smartwatch or a phone. And so you can use it all day, charge it at night, and have full functionality. So you would really, it would be completely seamless, and no wires. Link, like I said, is essentially you open a piece of skull, you remove about a coin-sized piece of skull, and then the robot inserts the electrodes.
Now that we know you're part computer, is that robot related to you?
We'll talk more about that later.
Oh my god, are you serious, bruh? Why can't we talk about that now?
Then the device replaces the portion of skull that was removed, and we basically close that up with actually super glue, which is how a lot of wounds are closed.
So after putting this advanced technology in people's heads, the best way you could come up with sealing the wound is super glue. Really?
And then you can just walk around right afterwards. It's pretty cool. So this is our surgical robot. So this shows you at sort of close-up view, which I think is actually not too gruesome, of the electrodes being inserted in the brain. And if you look closely, you'll see that it's a little counterintuitive that if the electrodes are inserted very carefully, that there's no bleeding. And so if you have very tiny electrodes, and if they're inserted very carefully, so that the robot actually images the brain and makes sure to avoid any veins or arteries, so that the electrodes can be inserted with no noticeable damage.
You said noticeable damage. So that means that there's a chance of unnoticeable damage?
So you will have no noticeable neural damage in inserting the link.
Okay, so yeah, there's a chance for unnoticeable damage then.
And what I'm excited to show you, I call it like the Three Little Pigs demo.
3 little pigs? Is that what you call your test subjects?
And if our animal has this, we're bringing out the pigs, and what we're going to show you is well, I'll walk right over and show you. So what we have in pen number 1 is...
Oh, you meant actual pigs. Oh, okay, my apologies. I misunderstood you, you know. I mean, my TV is still trying to forgive you for that comment you made.
Joyce, and she does not have an implant. Obviously healthy and happy. We're trying to get Gertrude out, and this is how you know it's a live demo. She's like, trying to eat something in the corner of her pen. Come on, Gertrude, let's go.
So the pig in the second pen demonstrates how much the Neuralink actually doesn't work, right?
Snacks are this way. Oh man. All right, we'll give Gertrude a second, and we'll move on to Dorothy. Sometimes the pigs are a little shy. So here's Dorothy, and in the case of Dorothy, Dorothy used to have an implant, and then we removed the implant. So this is a very important thing to demonstrate is reversibility.
I think what you meant to say is the pig in the third pen represents why you took out the Neuralink because of the pig in the second pen, right?
So if you have a Neuralink and then you decide you don't want it, or you want to get an upgrade, and the Neuralink is removed, is it removed in such a way that you are still healthy and happy afterwards? And what Dorothy illustrates is that you can put in the Neuralink, remove it, and be healthy, happy, and indistinguishable from a normal pig.
You say that as the pig drinks from the bottle right side up and not even drinking any liquids while she thinks that she's drinking liquids.
Oh, thanks, Dorothy. Man, Gertrude, are you serious?
Is that the best fake human laugh you could come up with?
Okay.
So you're still gonna try to convince us with the second pig?
Well, should we bring them all out or something? Would that be better? How about everyone just comes into this pen? We'll just have it'll be a little crowded.
It's gonna be a little crowded. Like what? A FEMA camp?
Out of it or whatever. Okay. All right. Well, is Gertrude still back in the thing? Okay, we need to bring Gertrude out. Yeah.
Why do we need to bring the other one out? What, this one's Neuralink ain't working? Ah, the good old awkward silence.
Oh, the beauty of live demos. This is real live demo. All right. Maybe we just zoom in to do Gertrude or something. She's clearly very interested in something at the back of her pen.
Or maybe you just made her consciously aware of what's going on. Or maybe she just doesn't want to come out and be embarrassed. Ah, yet again, another good old awkward silence.
Okay, this is a high energy pig. Alright. Gertrude, thanks for coming out. So what the beeps you're hearing are real-time signals from the Neuralink.
Either those beeps are really annoying, or that's Morse code for help.
In Gertrude's head. So this Neuralink connects to neurons that are in her snout. So whenever she snuffles around and touches something with her snout, that sends out neural spikes, which are detected here.
Does anybody here speak Morse code? I think this pig's trying to tell us something about what's going on behind the scenes.
And so on the screen, you can see each of the spikes from the 1024 electrodes, and then if she snuffles around, touches her snout in the ground, or you kind of feed her some food, pigs love food, then you can see the neurons will fire much more than when you're not touching the snout, and that's what's making the beeping sound. All right, cool. So as you can see, we have a healthy and happy pig. Initially shy, but obviously high energy and kind of loving life.
Wait a second, you just said kind of loving life?
And she's had the implant for 2 months. So this is a healthy and happy pig with an implant that is 2 months old and working well. Yeah. Now in terms of writing to the brain or stimulating neurons, we also need precise control of the electric field in space and time.
Kinda sounds like you making us a video game avatar while you guys hold the controllers.
A wide range of current for different brain regions. Some regions require delicate stimulation, some require a lot of current, and you want obviously no harm to the brain over time.
Okay, hold on. Why'd you laugh after you said that? Do you know something we don't know?
And the way part of the way we analyze the stimulating neurons is with a 2-photon microscopy. I always have trouble pronouncing that, microscopy. And it's very impressive technology. You can actually literally see in real time how the neurons are firing. So the red sort of things are the neurons.
You sure that isn't lucifreeze and luciferase that we're looking at?
Red sort of flashing things are the neurons firing, or I should say the electrodes firing. So the red things are electrodes firing, and then the green are the neuron bodies responding to the current from the electrode. So I want to be clear, we're working closely with the FDA.
So how much did you pay them to turn the other cheek and let you do as you please?
To contact us and consider working here.
I never said I wanted to work for you.
So, and a very important point to emphasize is that you do not need to have prior experience on brains.
I have plenty of experience with my brain. I know how my biological computer works. I never said I wanted to work for you.
So, a lot of people think, well, I couldn't possibly work Neuralink because I don't know anything about how brains work. That's okay, you can learn, but we need software engineering, we need mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, like I said, chip design.
Nope, I knew chip design was gonna come up somewhere.
Robotics, and all the things that a company needs to work. So